I had to upload this 12 times before it quit getting copyright claimed. As a result, I had to put this sign over some of the clips. The original version I wanted to upload is free on my Patreon, links in the description below. I'm really sorry about this, but with YouTube's copyright system, it seems there's nothing I can do. Alright, let's start this. Willy's Wonderland is about a silent military vet who spends the night in an abandoned restaurant to pay for his car repair. The animatronics are haunted and kill anyone who stays in the restaurant. It doesn't really matter though, because he just beats the crap out of them without much effort. It starts off with this tape of this Chuck E. Cheese ripoff, which doesn't really serve a purpose other than to be creepy. And these two people who look freaked out start running. And then nothing grabs this guy and drags him backwards. Seriously, nothing grabbed him. Anyway, this lady is now just standing there with this kid hiding and she dies. Then it cuts to this guy driving, gee, I wonder who sponsored this movie, and his tires pop because some jerk put spikes in the road. So Nicolas Cage, for some reason, just stands there for apparently hours as his shadow suggests until his truck comes and tows him to town. Then we meet Liv as she tries to burn down Willy's Wonderland, except she takes forever and gets arrested. Or gets taken to an abandoned trailer and cuffed to a radiator because I guess this is her mom? What the hell is going on? Meanwhile, Cage here, his character doesn't have a name, so I'm just gonna call him Cage. Cage here has to pay to have his tires replaced.
But I can fix it about $1,000. Oh, cash only, huh? Oh, and in advance. Now, so all the ATMs, they just don't work.
Who the hell is gonna be just carrying around $1,000? So to pay it off, he's gonna spend a night working security, cleaning up this abandoned restaurant, because there's nothing suspicious about that at all. Cage spends the first 2 minutes watching this tape of this Chuck E. Cheese ripoff, which doesn't serve a purpose other than to be creepy. Does this sound familiar to anyone else? Anyway, Tex gives Cage a staff shirt and some tips.
And be sure to take breaks.
And locks Cage in, because that's normal.
Piece of shit.
Because that won't be used later. Meanwhile, Liv's friends, who completely aren't gonna die later, rescue her. Back at the restaurant, Cage is cleaning and finds a pinball machine on his break. Then these creepy animatronics start moving and the ostrich attacks him, but Cage just beats the crap out of it. Wait, if these things are animatronic, why do they have oil? Animatronics don't require oil, they use gears and electronic components to move. But whatever, Cage just goes back to cleaning like a psycho, and the animatronics are singing and dancing by themselves. You know, this sounds familiar. But Cage just goes back to the bathroom and he has this goofy ass fight with this gorilla and Cage beats the crap out of it. Why with the oil? Then he goes back and plays some pinball like nothing happened. Meanwhile, the Pyro Brigade is gonna rescue him, although I don't think he needs rescuing.
Wait, not yet. That guy's still in there. We gotta get him out first.
She could have done this literally any other day. Why the hell is she doing this today? So Liv uses the vent to get in, even though they could have just taken the boards off this and broke the window. These people are stupid, and gets attacked by the alligator. Then she ends up in this forest thing, which I have no idea why it's in a restaurant, where she gets attacked by this nightmare of a character. Seriously, what the hell? This thing is frightening. Anyway, the Pyro Brigade goes to the roof for some reason and falls through.
What are you guys doing here?
Oh my god, Vic, you're alive.
Why do all of these actors sound like
Seriously? I'm trying to help him understand that he's gonna die in here, but he won't listen to me.
Seriously, what does she say here?
Seriously? I'm trying to help him understand that he's gonna die in here, but he won't listen to me.
Oh, I'm trying to help him understand that he's going to die in here, but he won't listen to me. Okay. See what I mean? I listened to this line I don't know how many times and still didn't know what she said. Then Liv explains what's going on with this abandoned restaurant that the owner can't let go of.
You know, Willie's may seem like a happy-go-lucky child's play place, but it's much, much more than that. Jerry was one of the last century's most sick and sadistic serial killers. Often, Jerry and his crew would whisk away unsuspecting families to the super happy fun room. The shows would always end the same way.
Gee, that sounds familiar. Oh, f it. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. Why are they doing a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff? What, are the children's bodies in the animatronics too?
The law felt it was time to investigate. Jerry and his gang refused to be taken alive. Jerry and his crew had performed a satanic suicide ritual. The suicide ritual was some sort of a Katra transfer energy. In this case, the animatronic robots.
Oh, I guess not. And the townspeople have a deal to send people in to be killed, and in exchange, Willie will leave them alone. Then these animatronics start singing, and these dumbasses just stand there and watch it as if it's not an obvious distraction, and the knight stabs one of them. So they all run and hide, and this kid, I don't remember his name, calls a sheriff. Meanwhile, Cage is playing pinball while listening to these kids die, until his alarm goes off, then he goes to rescue them. Seriously, why are they using oil for blood when animatronics don't— screw it, I don't care. These two morons decide this is a great place to do it, and thank God the alligator kills them for it. Then Cage comes in and just murders it. I love how no one stands a chance against these things, but yet Cage can just destroy them without any effort. It's so freaking funny. And how Liv just stands there like, what the hell, the entire time. By the way, Liv came about because she was one of those people that the townsfolk tricked to go into Willy's Wonderland to be killed by the animatronics, but she survived by hiding and the sheriff found her. Anyway, I think it's a chameleon, finds the kid that hid, and is like, I'm not like the others, I'm actually good, I'm just trapped here. So this moron is like, oh, okay, I can help, and comes out, and to no one's surprise, she kills him. So now Liv and Cage are gonna fight her, but Cage's alarm goes off, so he gives Liv a knife and just walks away to go play pinball. Does this guy have ADD? What the hell? After his break is over, he comes back, and as usual, beats the crap out of the chameleon. Then the sheriff shows up and gets all mad at Cage, and she's like, I'm sorry, Willy, we didn't want him to do this, and they cuff him and leave him to die. You know, the guy who's been killing these nightmare characters who have been holding this town hostage for decades. But yeah, let's kill him and allow this to continue.
You don't understand. He's not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with him.
What the hell is she even talking about? It doesn't matter, because Cage kills the ballerina with his hands tied anyway, even though he's literally just holding his hands behind his back. Meanwhile, the deputy is taking Liv back to the station, and I guess the turtle was on top of the car the whole time and is now eating the deputy? I think that's what's happening here, but it's just an excuse for Liv to get away. Meanwhile, back at the restaurant, Cage decides to start cleaning again, because this guy is a freaking psycho. Also, why has Willy just been standing there watching this happen instead of helping his accomplices? Anyway, the sheriff sees Cage is still alive, so she gets all pissed again and brings it back inside.
We had a good thing, but you just went it all up.
For God's sake, she can clearly see all the other animatronics are dead. Why not just leave him be and let him kill Willy? What a dumbass. Then freaking Freddy here kills her. Thank God. She was annoying anyway. And because he's the main bad guy, Willy beats the crap out of Cage. Well, now Cage is pissed and makes some weapons. These for some reason work, and he just beats Willy to death. The next morning, Tex and the mechanic show up to see if Cage is dead. He isn't, so I guess he gets his car back. He's leaving now, and I guess Liv is going with him, although I don't know why. I guess the ballerina is still alive, so she uses the lighter and gas from earlier to blow up Tex's car. And finally, just to be a dick, Cage runs over the turtle.
And remember, friends, the party never ends at Willy's Wonderland.
What the hell? I actually like this movie, even if it did seem like a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff. I like the angle of the serial killer's souls controlling the animatronics. It makes it more plausible that they would be killing people. Although I don't know how it took over 2 decades for someone to destroy the animatronics. It seemed like they were pretty weak, and as long as someone thought about it, they could have easily destroyed them. Especially when they don't help each other and just stand there while Cage kills them one by one. I found it weird how Cage was so adamant about taking breaks. I know he got told to, but he follows it so closely that he goes as far as leaving a kid in danger just to stick to his schedule. It did add a sense of humor to this movie, and this isn't a movie you should take too seriously, so it's not too big of a complaint. The acting is atrocious. Nicolas Cage is the best in this, but considering the rest of the cast, that's not too much of a surprise. I do find it weird he doesn't have a single word of dialogue. Was that in his contract that he would be in this movie if he didn't have to talk in it? Anyway, he does a good job conveying emotion with his facial features and body language. Emily Tatza is terrible as Liv. All her lines sound monotone, like she has no idea how to portray emotion. And there are times when I can't understand what she is saying. She does a good job looking confused and concerned when watching Cage kill the animatronics though. Beth Grant is not good as Sheriff Ludd. There are times where she's supposed to sound concerned for Liv, but she sounds like she's just reading her lines. And when she's mad at Cage or talking to Willie, I can't tell if she's supposed to sound genuine or if her character is supposed to be putting on an act. The visual effects aren't great, but for a low budget movie, they're not bad. The animatronic characters are just actors in suits, which work to its advantage. It gives them more freedom to do what they want to do without needing to fund expensive animatronics. The CGI they do use looks pretty bad, like when the ballerina's mouth deforms. Maybe Cage should get hired at Freddy Fazbear's. He'd definitely take care of the creepy animatronics in less than 5 nights. If you want to see an uncensored version of this video, or any of my other videos, check out my Patreon. If not, I appreciate you watching my video here too. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching.